Well, and good morning, good afternoon, and good night to wherever you are in the world, and thank you for watching us. This is RRC, the live coverage of the pre-season. We're calling this Japanese Grand Prix, as Mono just said to me, for the 42nd time, it feels like, for the off-season championship. Scrappy Doo and Mono are very proud to present to you tonight the RRC Racing League's off-season.
Well, I'm not proud yet. Let's wait and see how they do.
And back by popular demand is my fellow commentator. So check yourselves in, folks. You've got not one but two eccentric RRC commentators to keep you up to date tonight. Mono has been brushing up on his foreign accents, shall we say, and he's ready to get us underway. So you excited for this one, Mono?
Drivers. We have many back. In fact, the winner of our first event, Jordan. It was either race 1 or race 2. Jordan came out and put quite a spanking on the field, so we'll have to wait and see what he's got. Very exciting indeed.
Indeed as well. So the off-season, of course, for RRC, a chance for some of the drivers to get their eye back in again for the season, and also a chance to test out some drivers that are new to the leagues. So going through the list here, you've got some familiar names. Of course, I'm watching last night, we're seeing a titanic battle. Tristan pulling on the pole in Canada, but unfortunately couldn't transform his pole position into race victory. Walker taking the total spoils in the end. And it all came down to tyres and penalties. The Japanese Grand Prix, and thrilling as it was. So how many?
No, we're in Japan tonight. Where were you last night? Canada?
Canada, yeah. Last night. So we are at the Japanese Grand Prix, the Fuji Grand Prix circuit. Another one of the... We've gone from one extreme to the other, from a Canadian Grand Prix known as a street track through to a real racer circuit. The great Michael Schumacher called this one of his favourite circuits on the planet. And it is pretty fun, Mono, from the driver's point of view as well, isn't it? And what's your favourite parts of the track?
Oh my favourite part of the track. Well, I suppose that would have to be that big sweeping turn 1. That is one of my favourite quotes of all time is from Mr. the Lord James Hunt, and what is required to do many things in racing driving. And Japan turn 1, you must have large balls to drive it in there, and that's my favourite part of this circuit.
Of course, James Hunt unfortunately didn't get a chance to race around Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix. He was actually at Fiji when he was...
Very true.
He was racing around in the mid to late 70s. So,
he would have never touched the brakes into turn 1. He would have loved this track.
In those cars with zero grip?
That's what made them so great.
I think he had more chance of getting up to 88 miles an hour and finding a DeLorean on the other side of it, perhaps.
He was a Superman if ever there was one. He could have done it.
Maybe he could. So, guys, going back through last night's race, so my driver of the day, Puppy Jr., really showed his prowess under a lot of pressure halfway through the race, held it together. Realistically, probably should have finished even higher than he did in P2. So, big shout out and big well done to Puppy Jr. for last night's performance. Very mature drive, I would say to him.
Huh. Good for him.
And somehow Mr. T-Bone himself managed to stick on the soft tyres for a grand total of 14 laps. And they were going, or 13 laps, sorry, going out after 9. So again, very well done for him. And overall, Walker was just in a different class. He was just untouchable yesterday. So we'll be looking out for him tonight.
Well, let's see.
We've got a couple of new drivers. We've got Jordan back with us. That's that Mono pointed out. We've got Joe Fox as well. Our stream's back.
Yes, Joe Fox was with us, I believe, perhaps round 1 as well, and showed promise. The one I'm not familiar with is this Jake Wilson fellow. What will we see out of him?
We're about to find out. We're going live to the circuit, so we have got a full grid as well. So 22 out of 22, so 20 drivers, 2 commentators. What else could you want on a Tuesday evening if you're locked in, locked out, or wherever the hell you're locked in, whatever tier regime this country's in? But that's not going to that's going to politics. I'm sure Lord Monington has a lot to say about politics, but we'll leave that for another day.
Not one word, actually.
So really quickly, so it will of course be we're about to go green in the pit lane. It will be a short qualifying session followed by a 50% race, and the drivers are gonna have to not pick from default setup. So of course me and Mono are very custom and used to, but their own setup that they've been working frantically for in Santa's workshop over the last few weeks to perfect.
Although you're more than welcome to go preset, and being myself personally, I would take it as a badge of honor to go out there and put a hurting on these boys with a preset setup, but I'm not saying I'd be able to do that, but I'd like to.
Well, I did stick it on pole around here the last time we was here, Mono, so not to rub that. I don't think they weren't too bad actually.
So who is your guess here, Mr. Do? Who is your guess here for pole position?
I know what T-Bone's capable of around here, so I'm gonna be Mr. Boring, shall we say? I'm going for T-Bone on this one.
Wait, where is Tristan? Is he not racing tonight? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Okay. Let me see. Our poster last night was Tristan. Who will I pick here? I'm going to say... Let's do it. Are you ready for this? Hazard.
Part-time during the day, he's a e-racer, and in the evening he makes kebabs, the Hazard kebabs, very well known in this country, all over the place. So we've already got a lot of drivers deciding to come out, a full of drivers. Or actually,
bring up my track map here. One full track map, please. Let's see. Oh, I should bring up your broadcast here on my cellular phone, so I can follow along with the viewers at home.
And one thing I've noticed, though, Mono, is the drivers still sporting Christmas helmets, looking like different colours. We're looking at Jordan right now, cutting some of the grass.
Well, you know, I mean, who's to say when one should take down the ornaments and take down the tree? That's really a personal decision.
Do you think we're still going to have the Christmas helmets by the time we get in through to the season proper? What do you think?
Well, I don't know, just depends how attentive the fellows are here. Like, if you watch these boys here on pit road, I don't know if you can see, but all the pit crew members here and the track workers in their orange jumpsuits just... Okay, never mind. Anyway. Sort of key I was watching... Anyway, go on. Say something interesting, because I'm not.
We'll put that in the cracker for another day. So we guess looking at the extremes really quickly here. Just actually, the field is pretty spread between the soft and the medium tyre. Chiracho 5 is the first guy to go onto a hot lap. So... Well, pardon me, no, it's Vonki. How will you pronounce that name? The second driver down, XRT Kronki.
Oh, that's Crovey. Yes.
Crovey.
Yes, that's Crovey.
Let's go with that. I've completely missed my dictionary today. He's the first driver out there, so only what the cell will show.
Basic reading skills is all.
Basic reading skills. Key stage 3, Mono. Yeah.
I'm just, not. Who are you watching right now? You're on board with someone.
With Crovey, yeah. First guy out there.
Who is... I shall watch... there's a Haskar.
It's coming up to the first linear curve now. Just to see, got it really tight here to the inside. He's taking much outer line there, down to second gear. He's got a back marker in front of him with his teammate. He does get out of the way. As Triach is going to be on a slow lap as he prepares down towards the spoon curves. This is all about the exit speed here. Taking it down to 6th gear, holding the curb on the outside, back down to 3rd gear, 4th, all the way back up to 5th, past the old pit lane at the top of the hill, preparing for Formula One's, one of the best corners in my opinion, the 130R.
What? Oh, yeah, it is enjoyable.
And it's basically flat there from Gronki as he goes into the final chicane around Suzuka. Bit of a hesitation there. He's out of ERS
My
as well.
friend Joe Fox is purple in Sector 1.
Warren is very, very slow as well in Sector 2. So we'll follow Jordan around. The pole lap for the moment is a 1 minute 29.1. The Extremist puts it in. Super Steve goes even faster than that by a few thousandths of a second. So it's currently Super Steve, the
Super
Extremist.
Steve.
Gronki, Triach yet for the time. Jordan about to set a fast lap on the, and he does go official pole position, 1 minute 27.7. So Super Steve and the rest of the field do have some catching up to do with that one. Let's flip over to see who else on the track. Triach
Joe Fox. Lap. Joe Fox, purple P in sectors 1 and 2. You best watch him.
Who was that? Sorry, Triach, you said who?
Joe Fox in the Haas car. Here he comes now.
Not finding him on my stream.
Oh, P4 only.
Big shame there for Joe Fox. He's missed out there in his house. We was watching Gronky going the wrong way around the Suzuka circuit at the time. So who else is setting a lap deal? We've got Poppy Jr., my driver of the day from yesterday. We've got Ice Streams.
Looks like Warren Frank in the Racing Point is going to be the next car to complete a lap.
He's slowing
he did
down,
just kick
though.
up a little dirt.
He's slowing out,
this is not going to be a good lap. Maybe he's really making sure he makes the corner.
Just making
let's make sure to block this corner.
Now, he had the roughness of the smooth yesterday and couldn't really set a qualifying lap, but that's more his own fault, unfortunately, for not being able to having his lap disqualified for him. He goes provisionally 7th fastest. More to come out of the Scuderia, we are sure. We've got 8 drivers that have set a fastest lap. Maybe just a banker there for Warren Frank. As we
that
saw
was
him.
really awful there, going through those final sections. I don't know what happened, but RPD goes fast.
And just notably, Chirac has been disqualified from the session. That is going to be for going backwards on the track. So, big shame for him. As we have a new provisional pole sitter, it's RPD J88. A 1:27.0 by just over 2/10 of a second. And T-Bone puts a lap in 26.8, so he goes even faster by another 2/10 of a second. That is going to be the time to beat.
I said RPD on pole, and then you mention it 10 seconds later as though it's, look, I've invented the wheel. Well, listen, I already pointed it out, you bastard.
Apologies, Mono, I didn't hear you there, buddy.
Well, listening is whatever.
It is part of the key stage 3, yeah, we've already associated that one, Mono, for another day. So, as Mono was rightly to put out, so RPD was the provisional pole sitter. Jonathan Cox.
Right, now no one cares. It's Jonathan Cox. The moment's ruined. Let's move on.
Let's move on swiftly and sharply. So we have got the 11 drivers who currently set lap times. We have got a spread of the soft and medium tyres. We just saw the one driver yesterday get in the fastest lap, or the fastest 10 lap times on the alternative medium tyre. As you can see,
yes, Bradfield has just gone P5 on the medium tyre. I think his first lap perhaps was affected by some
traffic
accidental malfeasance, but yeah, P5 on the medium, not terrible.
It goes to 12th fastest, still some time to come out of that. You can see towards the end of the lap his ERS was completely gone there. Tristan fighting with the traffic, as we can see.
Here comes
Junior, he's not on the lap, so we won't follow him. We'll try and follow Hazard.
You dumbass. Let's go. Don't invalidate.
But he has got just over 10 minutes to go, Mono, so I'm sure he can get another run out of those tyres. We've got Slot Pats 96 yet to set a time. It's going to be his fastest lap to date. There's quite a bit of dust on the circuit down there as well.
Warren Frank has left the session. We'll see if he returns.
Hopefully just a glitch for Warren Frank, and hopefully he can rejoin us very, very shortly as well. A lot of corner or curb taking as they go under the bridge there for Sonot Picks, or Sonot Pat. Pardon me, he has got a car ahead of him and Alpha, and hopefully do just move out of the way, and that was very close for being a very nasty accident. I think that might have been Walker. It was Walker.
Who knew?
And he has got the same problem with, hopefully he wasn't on a fast lap, maybe he's on an out lap, so
Hazard is catching two very red cars. Will he maneuver around these cars and not have his lap affected? Oh no, I did not. I think that screwed Hazard. On exit out of the big Sweepy McGee here in Japan, he had to make a hard left. There are many of them throughout the racing world. You'd be surprised.
It's just the one spoon curve. We're going to follow Hazard to the end of this lap as he goes into the final chicane, putting the gas down pretty sharpishly here.
He definitely lost some time, that's for sure.
He did. ERS,
yes.
It gets good enough a full fastest. He's done 2 laps, so 2 sets of softs. Surely with 9 minutes to go on the clock, he will get another attempt at pole position. So 14 drivers. About to say 14
Puppy
drivers.
Jr. P11.
Puppy Jr. goes 11th fastest driver of the day. Yesterday he did finish 3rd on the road, even though penalties did play a major part in this session. I want to follow Walker around this lap. He's opted for the medium tyre.
Yes. And I think the next car to cross the line that I will follow.
Oh, it's a car off. It's a Haas going backwards. And
no!
for under the bridge, Walker manages to stay away from it. I don't think it lost him any time. You could just see the dust being kicked up.
Jordan was purple sector 2 as he comes around the final corners.
We'll go follow Jordan till the end of this lap. Can he put it on pole position for the time being? Jordan, his second attempt, it might have been he can't for the time being. 1 minute 27.3. We'll go back to Walker momentarily, coming out Spoon Curve, taking a lot of curve on the outside as he comes up the old pit stretch, taking a very left goal. He's on the left there. I think he's more right than that, going into the 130R. That's cutting it.
The extremist only able to manage P7.
It's another very good qualifier. Extremist though does seem to be better in race trim than in qualifying anyway, very much like myself in that respect. And Walker puts it third fastest. There's still time to come out of that car. So at the moment we have got a guy on mediums and then a guy on softs and then mediums again. Soft, soft, medium. Making our own maps on me and Mono tonight. By the sounds of things, based on the tyre compounds. As we're watching Puppy, what can he do? He's on an out lap. He's still got four drivers to set time. Triech has been disqualified for the session, we believe, for going backwards on the track, so he won't be setting a lap.
Yes, I'm going to watch Joe Fox on his next attempt here. He has just started his lap, and I bet you it is full of the color purple. And we're not talking about the famous Whoopi Goldberg movie. We're talking about fast laps.
Let's try and find him.
Are you aware of that movie with Whoopi Goldberg? It's a terrible film. Lots of people love it. It won many awards. But anyway, moving on, color purple, Joe Fox. Let's see.
Let's stay with Joe Fox. He's braking. He's locked his front right inside wheel there.
Well, that's because you started watching.
To the first, didn't you? That's probably the reason why. So, he's got the left one as well. So he's got 2 more tyres to flat spot. Yep. Hopefully, Joe Fox doesn't flat spot them by the end of the lap.
Nope, you screwed it. Let's see.
Heartfelt apology going out to Joe Fox. Hopefully me and Mono and myself didn't have any impact on his flying lap. Maybe just sitting there laughing at Mono. Maybe that's the reason why.
Okay, Tristan. I'm going to follow Tristan as he begins his lap now on medium tyres. What? Is this his first attempt?
Second. I think it must have been disqualified the first lap.
Yes, Tristan has yet to set a lap. Here he goes.
And Joe Fox
must have been out walking the dog, as is his custom.
He was definitely walking something very inside line there for Joe Fox. He doesn't approve. So not Pat is out of the session. I don't believe that was an incident. Maybe he just basically decided that he went to go and put the kettle on. Who knows? We will follow Tristan until the end of the lap. He goes under the bridge, the Fanatec bridge.
You know, that's one of my favourite lines, is when Bricktop says, "Go and put the kettle on." And he says, "You take sugar?" He says, "No thank you, Turkish. I'm sweet enough." I love that part.
And maybe we can all have a vote today on Lord Monington's quote of the day. Let's see how many points out of 10 he gets for...
2
out of 10. 2 for T, as we would say, as Tristan goes up towards the old pit lane with 3 corners to go on this lap. His EOS is down to 50%. He wants to be saving that to boost out of the... Walker has decided to retire. Now...
A bold move from Walker. He says, "Screw you, I will get you on these mediums."
There's yellow flags though in set to 1, so that could be been an incident.
Ew,
Tristan at P11. And strangely enough, the yellow... Go ahead, Mike.
1997 there from Tristan, and that I don't even think he was born then. I was 19 years old in 1997. That is a slow time from Tristan. He'll want to put on the red, sticky, super fast tyre and make a better effort.
That's exactly what he has to do. So we have RPD, J88 going for it again. He realistically, with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go, these guys will get, if they pit now, they'll get 1 more opportunity. But everyone again leaving it late. What
does Super Stee have? Oh, he has a pit road entrance. That's what he's got.
Now that is what you call making an entrance. Someone might say.
Here comes Tatton. What has he got? He's got to start a lap. That's what he's got. Okay.
Mono hadn't realised he was starting his lap. So what can RPD...
I am not good at that. That is. How do you know? How do you know if they're starting a lap or not?
You can normally see it says out lap.
Yes, but sometimes it doesn't say anything at all, and I watch them, and then they just come cruising past like they're just... It makes no sense. You shut up, sir.
No, you shut up, sir.
Alright, moving on. Tristan, come in and put red tyres on.
Oh, good lord.
Yep,
So it's looking at RPD still as he negotiates sector 1, taking on the curb there on the inside. That will only help his lap. 1 minute 26.8, 6.2 to beat. He has to find another, a tenth and a half or so, looking the left front inside tire. He's definitely not running traction brakes on that, or anti-locking brakes.
Optics has just begun his lap. We'll wonder what he can do. Optics uses a very strange view when he races. I don't know if you've noticed, but he has a special program where he has the camera actually affixed, I think, 30 feet behind the car. It's really quite something. I don't know how he does it.
So much so is it at a different racetrack. So with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the qualifying for the shootout. Just a quick run out of the top 10 as we're watching RPD finish his lap. It's T-Bone currently in provisional pole position. RPD, we're watching his currently second. Walker is out of position. He is at the third fastest time. Super Steel is in fourth position with Jordan fifth. It's Hazard and RPD, or pardon me, it's Jordan who improved. So he lodges Super Steve there for fourth position. It's Hazard who is sixth. It's Jake Wilson seventh. Jay Bradfield eighth. Puppy Jr. in ninth, and the Extremist currently sitting in 10th place. As we approach 2 minute warning. It's a 2 minute warning.
Optics, I believe, was purple in Sector 2, and he is coming to the line momentarily.
That's follow Optics really quickly to see what he can get out of his Williams. Currently 17th, he goes fifth fastest with a 1 minute 27.8. He won't be able to get back to the pits in time to start another lap.
Joe Fox. Starting a lap. Joe Fox starting. Here's your pole sitter, right here. Hey, Jonathan Cox, are you watching, sir? Prepare to suck it, because Joe Fox is coming to give you quite a rogering here, my friend.
He has ghosted Jonathan Cox with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. So with that, it looks like he's done before qualifying. 1 minute 26.862 is the lap time to beat. And riding with Super Speed currently
make me look good
in this session. We'll follow this lap till the end, and we'll join Joe Fox himself.
What's he's driven off. He failed. He drove off the racing circuit. No chance of pole there.
That's what we don't want to hear. And Super Steve there does not improve from his 1 minute 27.7 with 50 seconds to go. He may have the fuel to go again. And the ERS capacity to go again. Of course, it's going to go against his tyres. One last shot in. Super Steve is out. He's put it into the wall. It's not... No. He is going to be locked in for 6 at least. We'll follow Hazard till the end of the lap. Let's see what he's on. I don't think it's going to be fast. Hazard goes third fastest. A 1 minute 26.976. So
very nice.
1 minute 26.8 is coming down from T-Bone.
That was my pick for pole. It was Hazard. Now I'm going to change that and go with Mr. Red Tires Tristan. Can he go 2 nights in a row?
We've got Jay Bradfield and Jake Wilson starting their fastest laps pretty much together. And keep an eye on him and those two, and the Extremist Tristan, you can never count out. Puppy Jr. in a comfortable position in P10. He will want to go again. In fact, he can't go again, so he is locked in for at least 10th place. He's not going to improve on 10th. The Extremist...
Sorry, did you notice RPD .032? I missed that. Did you mention that?
Yes, indeed.
I missed it, sorry. Go on.
So we're not listening again. It's key stage 3 now, Mono.
Whatever.
Well, that's alright, because we're going to have some kindergarten classes for Mono and myself after this. But we'll learn a trick or two. What can Extremists do? From 11th, he boosted his day up to P8 for him. The two red Ferraris are in line of stir together. What can Tristan do towards the end of the lap? And it's 1:30
green.
Now.
It's green.
Green's always
Tristan, put it in the top 5.
Around here.
Can you go top 5, Tristan? Let's see what you've got,
sir.
sir.
13 at the moment. Unlucky for some. It's going to be unlucky for Tristan today. Tristan goes. He doesn't improve. So check a flag out. He will start at least 13.
That was quite disappointing, sir.
I want to follow these two red Ferraris of Jake Wilson and Jay Bradfield. They're battling each other. They're not putting each other off for the time being. Where do they both go? They're line of start for Scuderia. One of them goes to 5th position, and the 5th and 6th of the two Scuderias. So it looks like T-Bone, with pretty much everyone crossing the line, has put himself on pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix. It is going to be RPD J88. What's that? A few thousands off a second off him. It's starting on the front row in P2. Jonathan Cox does have the advantage a bit of being on the medium tyre. Will have more longevity as this race continues. Hazard will start 3rd on row 2, followed by Walker, last night's race winner. We have an all Scuderia row number 3 of Jake Wilson and Jay Bradfield. Jordan and Optics starting from 7th and 8th. Super Steams number top 10 in 9th, and the Extremists will start 10th. Puppy Jr. couldn't crack into the top 11. He will start top 10. Pardon me. He will start 11th. Joe Fox Mono's pick will start from 12th. Tristan, we just saw, couldn't improve from his lap. He starts 13th.
Oh.
The second part of the Mono fan club, Puppy Jr. He will start from 13th position, as we can see the fixings go on.
That's 2.
But wow, Mark Ref already, Mono. Do you enjoy that?
I mean, I suppose. I mean, whatever. It looks as though in all these races, the margin between 1st and 2nd is quite close indeed. Of course, we're coming up to what has become one of my favorite parts of the race. Every single one of these races in this series put on by the Extremist has had, in one way, shape, or form, just an absolutely catastrophically dismal-looking formation lap, and I cannot wait to see what this one has to offer. I believe last night you repeated it 12 times? Is that correct?
It was that
12 different restarts?
We had to get an abacus out, I think, in the end last night. It felt like, just to count how many we were doing. And of course, we can't miss
those around.
On New Year's Day, just to start the year off well from 2020. Of course, we had that wonderful start from Puppy. Had his own 5 lights to follow, Puppy Jr. His own 5 lights to follow. Who was on it that day?
That was something. That was the whole shot of the year. All right, now forgiveness. I'll be back momentarily. I have to figure out what my dog is barking at downstairs. I'll be back.
So Mono is off to look up to puppies. Maybe he should send him into the puppy household to join the puppy fan club. So now the drivers will be preparing their race strategy for the 50% race of the Japanese Grand Prix circuit at Suzuka. So realistically, this circuit is doable on a 1-stop. Of course, if you want to flip the dice and really go for it today, it's going to be 2. Canada, more of a 2-tier circuit than this. Now, I'm sure you'll be happy to hear, anyone watching, the risk of a penalty is dramatically lower than what it is on here, than it is in Canada. Also, the risk of the safety car goes down. But of course, it will be a dry race, so don't discount any eventuality coming. As we join Jonathan Cox for his formation lap, starting from
Have
the
I missed
medium.
anything?
No, just the green flag on the formation lap for T-Bone, starting on the medium tyre. We've got RPD joining him here on front row number 1. He will start from the soft tyre, so expect to see fireworks from him going into turn number 1. Only a few thousands down in qualifying. We've got Hazard starting 3rd. He will on row 2. He will start from 3rd position again on the soft tyre. Walker from 4th. He will start from the medium compound tyre. Then we have the 2 Scuderias, line of 3rd of Jake Wilson and Jay Bradfield on 5th and 6th. Bought in the soft tyre, more soft for Jordan, as is Optics there for 7th and 8th. Super Steel will start from 9th, still on the soft tyres, and the top 10th. Driver is the Extremist and the host tonight. He will be the last driver locked in to whatever compound he set his fastest lap on in qualifying. The other guys have got a free tyre choice, so Puppy Jr. opting to go for a brand new set of the soft tyre. Joe Fox, Mr. Mono's pick there for 11th. He's going for the yellow striped medium tyre.
My pick for 11th?
Pick for the race, apologies.
No, that's not my pick for the... You've messed it all up. Go on.
Apologies, Mono. The Tristan just decides to go for his own choice. Unlucky for some, 13th for the medium. He got Puppy behind him again on the mediums in 14th. Warren Frank, mediums in 15th. Ice Streams, 16th, mediums. 17th. Wonky in on softs. Tatton starts from softs in 18th. It's not Pat mediums and starts 19th. Trach 20th. And last who also starts from the medium tyre.
Tristan is out of the session.
Who was your pick, Mono? Apologies. I thought you said Joe Fox for qualifying.
No, for qualifying, yes. For the race, I'm struggling there. Okay, so I'm going to pick two people for the race. One from the front, in case things go well, and one from the back. So, obviously, from the front, I must go with Jonathan Cox. Him starting at the front, that's just ridiculous. But my back marker, who could win the race, I'm going to... Yes, indeed. Are you ready? Puppy Jr. Well, what about you?
He showed his prowess last night. For me, it may have to be T-Bone for the race. Jay Bradfield on his team as a silent missile in this race. But again, Poppy Jr. deserves a podium, especially after last night's race. The way he's racing, he's out of position here. So we have red lights 3, 4, 5 in Japan. The Japanese Grand Prix is go now.
And there they go.
Start there from T-Bone. You can see the McLaren of Hazard trying to make up positions, and you've got the AlphaTauri, Romeo going around the outside. T-Bone holds it into turn 1. It's Walker who goes up to second. It's RPD 88 who's looking at third. It's Hazard in 4th position as they go down. There's an issue at the back of the pack. It's so
all clean at the back, my friend. All clean at the back.
It is all clean. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. It's Jordan who is off at the back.
Except for Super Steve.
And Super Steve looks to have had his own issues. We've got a safety car already out there. So 3 issues on lap 1. The safety car is deployed. Super Steve is out of the race.
Well, that's dumb. I didn't see that because everything I saw looked fantastic at the back of the pack.
Just trying to look at the front of the pack and the back of the pack at the same time. So safety car deployed.
Well, that's stupid.
Surely now the 27 laps of this Japanese Grand Prix surely will be too early to come in on lap 1 for the soft runners.
I'm looking to see if anyone has any wing damage back here, and so far nothing. But someone must have been involved, or maybe Super Steve just had a moment of being perhaps just regular Steve. Who knows?
So the big wins and losers off that. So a perfect start from T-Bone getting away, and it was Walker really threatening. Walker and Hazard really making moves into turn 1.
Puppy Jr. Sorry to interrupt. It is Puppy Jr. my friend. Puppy Jr. with wing damage. His front left end plate thingy is missing.
Big shame for him. Puppy Jr. made up 4 positions from that start. We're riding with him now, so surely we will see him elect for pit road on this lap. Big shame for him. He doesn't come in. He stays out on the track. We have a quick look to see if anyone else is coming in.
There he comes. There he comes. Good call, my friend. If you're going to have trouble early in a race, it is best... Wait, hold on. I ruined the whole thing. Let's pretend I didn't say that. If you're going to have trouble, have it early. That's what I was saying. He puts on the medium tyre, by the way.
He's gone for the medium tyre. George also in with him as well. One of these... If these two did have an issue on the first lap together.
Why is Jonathan Cox in 10th place? I missed that.
It's not in 10th place.
Just messed up.
The glitch with the computer system. Jonathan Cox is, as we can see, racing behind the safety car in first.
Indeed. Well, I mean...
It's alright, don't worry. That's called me out many times, Mono.
I was...
Joe Fox is on the move as well, unfortunately in the wrong direction, falling down a position. They seem to have let someone go. Hopefully that's not the glitch. And now our screen's glitched on us. Fantastic. So it's Puppy Jr. and we have Joe Fox leading the race, and good lord.
Nice. Now what do we have back here at the back of the pack? Jordan on the hard tyre. Now I just think it's... I think it's so early in the race that's not going to be as big of a benefit to him. Perhaps the medium would have been better served right here. I don't know. What am I saying? I don't know.
Yeah, so what he'll have to do was set 26 laps, 26 laps on the hard tyre. And that's a bit... He has got the back of
What's
the pack.
27 minus 2?
Okay, 26 officially.
Oh my god, what's 20? Hold on, what's 27 minus 2?
25, okay.
There we are.
A slip of the tongue there, Mono.
I don't think that counts as a slip of the tongue. I think that's just... Anyway.
4th grade maths again, yeah? So Jordan has managed to catch up with the rest of the pack now. Safety car, the light's still flashing back at the pace car. It doesn't look like it's coming in this lap, so I think we will see this until the end of lap 4.
What is the fellow's name who drives the pace car?
Bert Mylander.
Oh, safety car. Safety car, sorry.
Bert Mylander.
Ah, Bert, yes. He's doing quite well.
He's leading the race. He's led more race laps than T-Bone has today, so well done to virtual Bert Mylander out there, leading us through into lap 4.
Who is this Richard Mill fellow whose name is on so many of the racing cars? Do you know who is Richard?
Richard Mill is a French bank. It's like a Coots. It's a very exclusive bank, more exclusive than Wells Fargo, shall we say?
Oh well.
My Bank of America card says differently, so
let's all get ourselves a croissant and enjoy the rest of this race.
Yeah, Richard Mill is a French investment company, like a big French bank.
Well, I suppose if I was a bazillionaire and owned Formula One, I'd say, here, slap my name right on it. I would actually call the series Richard Mill 1.
No, you call it Lord Mornington series. That's still
well, yes, if it was mine, I would say, yeah, who knows, I would come up with something grand, I'm sure.
You know, we can't think of anyone called Rainer that's called the Racing League after him if Rainer's watching, so...
Oh, don't, no, don't. That's unnecessary. I like the man, he's a friend. I don't care for that at all. That is unsanctioned. I don't care for that. Moving on, who is your pick for the race?
He could have been having a bad day that day, only joking, of course.
Who's your pick for the race?
Still, gonna have, at the moment, the longer this goes on, it's going to be T-Bone. Tatton giving himself a 5-second penalty for a collision with Sopats. The both of them, it looks like, have got 5-second penalties, so expect them to come in the next couple of laps after the pace car has come in. But no, the longer this goes, it falls for the medium runners. We are expecting to see the pace car come in at the end of this lap, so that will help the top 2 if they can get away. But of course, the likes of RPD and pardon me, I was looking at something that's come up on my screen, but that's actually incorrect information. There's RPD and the chasing pack of Hazard, Wilson, Extremists. Expect them to be blitzing the start on those soft compound tyres.
Ooh, Walker has just put his right rear off into the dirt a little bit there, but he'll have time to clean it off. So I'm going to ride in the back with my pick, Puppy Jr., for the start here, and we'll see what you get up front.
Who's
that holding up the show? What red car is that? Who is that?
It's a red car. The 2 Scuderias were sitting there.
Oh, and he's dropping. That's Ice Streams. Ice Streams has just dropped all the way to the back of the pack.
We are watching Jonathan Cox as he puts his foot on the fast pedal to make the starts. It seems he doesn't seem to have got away as well as he wanted to do. He still leads the race temporarily. It's Walker chasing him down in second. Into RPD at the restart. He's still stayed in third position.
Junior. Get it.
And it sounds like Puppy Jr. has lost positions there. He's falling down the circuit.
No, he has just taken a position.
He just taken
and someone has just driven off into the grass.
That was Tatum, by looks of things, and the Mercedes Ice Streams is in the pit road. That's the reason for, it looks like the reason I'm taking cars, Mo was saying on the last lap. And Sector 1 has got a yellow flag. Oh, we've got it's Junior in the wall. It's Junior in the wall. Mono's
Get off the
beach. Race, so now he's doing donuts in the sand.
What does he have? Yep.
Too much throttle there, my friend. That's about to go all kind of sideways.
Easy, fella.
He's out of the race.
You dumb bastard. Oh, what has he done?
Big shame there for Junior.
See, that's why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things. At the front of the pack, Jonathan Cox still runs away with this race. Yellow flag from Sector 1, so there'll be no overtaking there before they come under the bridge. It's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we saw of T-Bone, Walker, RPD, Hazard, Wilson and Extremist as we approach lap 5. No DRS will be available on this lap. It will help the chasing pack close up on each other, and the soft tyre runners have not managed so far to have been under pressure too much by the soft tyre runners, haven't been able to get leapfrog the medium tyre runners at that restart. And of course, the longer this race goes on, as you can see there, Jake Wilson having to defend. Well, Jake Wilson trying to attack at hazard there for fourth position.
I'll tell you who I'm pulling for at the back of the pack here. And I've been saying Tirach with a hard CH, but I've learned it's Tirach. And this man is all over the back of Crovey. Crovey is struggling, and Tirach to the outside.
Putting on the outside, they're going to touch.
Can Tirach make it? Oh, Dix is off track, as Bradfield's
down as well.
Tirach makes it through! Tirach, you bastard! Look at you go! Well done!
We have got some madness.
You racy little fellow!
Jay Bradfield out of this race. Not as we're looking at, managed to restart it. He's got a virtual safety car. And that will just help Tatton, who has just come into the pits.
I'm telling you, in just a moment, a handful of seconds. A handful of seconds, Tirach has made up 5 spots.
Incredible. iStream's going to be out this race as well. He's parked on the start-finish stretch.
Oh no, and Bradfield, you said.
And Bradfield is out as well. That was a racing incident we could see there. It looks like it's a shame we've lost another driver from this race. So that is what, if we include iStreams as well, I don't think we'll take any further part. That takes us down to 16 drivers. Its virtual safety car is still in effect on lap 5. This means the drivers have got to back off. As you can see, Walker there getting very close to T-Bone.
That's not backing off at all.
You've got a, was he? He was really going for it there on the virtual safety car. Maybe he knew something that we didn't as he went into turn 1.
But that's the difficult thing about this virtual safety car. It's kind of driver to driver on how aggressive you are on that interval, because we all know Codemasters is just itching to penalize you, so you have to be very careful.
It is indeed. They caught me out in the last race of the RRC on Wednesday night a couple of times. Unfortunately, drive-through penalties are what you get if you go too fast. It does seem like Walker's been okay on this event. So Jordan picks
I'm going to watch
boot.
Tristan.
And Scott Patz has come in as well. His teammate Tatton, they're running 15th and 16th for 2 Mercedes at the moment. They both have pitted for fresh boots.
Back here we have the Extremist on 5-lap-old softs versus Tristan on 5-lap-old mediums. These two were the absolute center of all things good racing in race 1 as Tristan goes a bit wide. But I'm sure they'll put on a good show here soon as the Extremist soft tyres begin to wear.
And you can just see, looking back at the Extremist rear tyres, looking back at Tristan, you can just see the compound about to go. This is when basically you want to start looking at a pit stop. So no one from the top 12 has pitted. The first driver who is pitted is in 13th position of Jordan, as T-Bone puts in the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 30.364 in his hash on mediums. He has managed to get away from the DRS zone though, as Jake Wilson is lapping cars and trying to get after Hazard now. The gap just under a 1/10 of a second.
Oh, Jake Wilson on Hazard indeed. Look at this.
He's all over the back.
What can this newcomer do? Jake Wilson, what have you, sir? You're on camera, don't screw up.
Warren Frank has just nursed a position there to Optics for 13th place, so he falls down to 14th. So we have the top 3 separated by less than a second. So the second and third of Walker and RPD will be getting DRS boosts on this lap. So we'll try and keep an eye on that as well. We're watching the closest battle on the track. So at the moment, for just over 3/10 of a second between Jake Wilson and DRL Hazard for
what battle are you watching right now? I'm just curious. Are you watching the leaders?
4th and 5th place right now.
Oh, very good. That's what I'm watching too. Exciting.
Let's get the popcorn out, man. Let's have a nice little movie between those.
Well, I'm kind of half listening, and then but the racing action is so fierce. It's hard to pay attention sometimes.
You can hardly catch your breath.
And honestly, listening to you is like listening to just a poet. You know, one could just fall asleep.
The works of William Shakespeare coming out within 27 laps. So.
Well. Jake Wilson, what have you, sir? He'll have DRS. I'll know he'll have... Oh, Walker is going. RPD, what's happening? Walker's pitting.
Is boxing, as is the Extremist as well. So, lap 8 is Walker amazingly coming in very early for a pit stop on the medium tyres. We weren't expecting him to come in so early. He's gone for hards. He's going for a one-stop hard tyre race.
Who's this? Walker?
That was Walker in for hard tyres.
My goodness. A bold move indeed. We'll see if that pays off for him or if he is, you know,
stupid. On hard as well. So that promotes then, there's a change at the top 3 places. So T-Bone still currently leads the Japanese Grand Prix on a lap 8. We've got RPD promoted to P2. We've got Hazard in 3rd and a podium position. Very good drive from him, very strong drive from him so far. Jake Wilson, a very respectable 4th place. Tristan making up the places into 5th. We've got Puppy in 6th. That's hats off at the moment, a very solid performance from Puppy.
Puppy in 6th
for Joe Fox and P7.
Yes!
As you can see there, and the 2 Renaults in 8th and 9th place, with Walker topping off in 10th. Now, of course, that's used Walker as a benchmark. So he potentially, if he can get these hard tyres lit up, he may even be. Well, he was what, 2nd or 3rd, wasn't he, before he came into the pits? So let's have him as a benchmark whether he'll come when they pit.
Back at the back, we do have Susan trying to get around Tatton. This is a good battle here between the 2 Mercedes cars. What does Susan have for his teammate Tatton?
They did pit relatively close together as well, a lap distance, so these tyres are both on hard, they are both on the, there's one's on soft and one's on hard tyres. So we should see actually Tatton being able to pull away hopefully there from his teammate, because he's got the benefit of much better tyre compounds. And Poppy gets himself a penalty that's really not going to help himself in the race.
No! You're running P5, stupid! Don't do that! Jake Wilson in P3, is that correct? What's going on up front?
My system is going corrupt on me. It's saying Hazard leads the race.
Yes, this is incorrect, I'm sure.
Actually, no, it won't be, because T-Bone has actually lost position. It's Hazard that does lead the race. It's Jake Wilson promoted to P2. T-Bone must have lost it there in the second sector. Pushed down to P3. He couldn't have pitted. He's starting on the medium
and I'm riding on board with him, and he has just incurred a penalty. As he went, what is it called? Spoon? The big sweepy one?
That was the spoon.
He could not have possibly. I don't think there were more points at which he could have run and exceeded the boundaries. He was very out of control there. Not out of control, just terrible.
So the big change up front there. So the Hazard leads the Japanese Grand Prix starting from lap 10. He is still yet to stop.
Jonathan Cox in the pits.
And T-Bone in. They're going to change the front wings damage. That's the reason why. So he has had enough.
Oh, does he have front wing damage?
It looks like from my angle there, and they're holding the front wing as he comes in. I could be wrong.
That's unfortunate. No, you're probably right.
I was right. So it was right, left, rear, front wing.
Are you proud of that?
Front, left, rear wing damage.
I was right, he says. Suck it, Mono.
So it was wing damage to Jonathan Cox. A similar thing happened to him yesterday in the Japanese Grand Prix. Hazard gets himself a penalty.
Hazard, your race leader, has just incurred a penalty as he has a mirrorful of one Jake Wilson.
And Jake Wilson really putting on a show here in the Scuderia. Very good performance from him tonight so far. He's in the DRS range, so they will get DRS on the circuit going down the main stretch. It is what the only place in the Japanese Suzuka circuit to get DRS, and it's really a big opportunity for him to catch him at personal. Yeah, go ahead, Mona.
I'll tell you who it's a big opportunity for, Mr. Do, and that is for the company Ray-Ban, because quite honestly, they have, since 1985, I have not heard of Ray-Ban, but to still maintain a sponsorship on a Formula One racing vehicle, that's impressive. Good for you, Ray-Ban, providing subpar shades to the world for decades.
Well, I do have a pair of Ray-Bans myself. They may or may not be real. I'll leave that down to you to decide. But
that's awesome. Oh, it's absolutely down to me to decide.
If they're real or not.
That's my call.
They might have been called Roy-Bans at one point, not Ray-Bans. Roy-Bans.
I love it. Like the off-brand.
That's the one, the Roy brand, yeah. So we have, that's
like
the battle for the lead.
50% the price. That's wonderful.
50% the glasses. As Tristan decides, it's 50% grass on his tyres. It's what he needs.
Oh.
He's currently
good
down.
Transition there. That was really good. Good for you.
As Tristan, he transitions his car backwards there. A bit of opposite lockers on the outside. You really don't want to be losing it in sector 1. Yeah, that's when the car flips around on you. So Hazard does still lead the Japanese Grand Prix, 9/10 of a second to Jake Wilson. We're watching Tristan currently in third position, yet to stop. We've got...
There's also a good battle. Extremist Jonathan Cox and Jordan are pretty tight together here, so we'll see what they've got, all on the hard tyre.
Let's flip back to that. So Jonathan Cox with that wing damage, is it going to cost him the race? If he cuts any more corners like that, I'm sure it probably will. Taking a lot of curb there, you can just see the frustration in T-Bone.
Well, anytime he's not in the lead, you can assume there's frustration.
Absolutely. So he's seizing up the extremist. Is he going to tend to go on the outside here? Really
I don't know if these two have raced together before or not, but Extremist, we all know Extremist is a wonderful racing driver, very clean. Jonathan Cox, very good racer, but not afraid to shove you the hell out of the way.
Absolutely, we've got a change for the lead. Hazard comes in on lap 12, so it means Jake Wilson in the Scudder rear will lead the race. Tristan will be promoted to P2. Despite having a penalty to his name. Joe Fox promoted to third position. Puppy is in fourth currently. It's Chirac promoted to fifth. And RPD is in sixth position. So out of the guys who have all pitted, it's RPD that currently is the highest possible, going sixth place.
All over Tirash as well.
And he's the first guy. It doesn't look like he just needs to make any more stops. So this is going to be for the top 5 to really try and get away from RPD. And in fact, he's managed to jump Walker as well. We was using him as a benchmark earlier.
But look at this. Tirash is on 11-lap old mediums, my friend.
Not for much longer.
Oh, and there goes RPD
making the move into Daniel Hairpin. As does Walker as well. We want a bit of that as well down the outside. Walker, is it going to be?
Oh,
that was close between those two.
My goodness.
As the two Mercedes of Tassan and Snowpats are fighting over 12th place. No, the gloves off at Mercedes. As you can see, Walker trying to tee up.
This is not
RPD
over.
Around the outside of 180 or 180R.
Oh, Jake Wilson, penalty, speeding in the pits. Your leader, one of the only people without a penalty, Jake Wilson, has a penalty now.
That is absolutely
someone's
tragic.
around. RPD, he's
it's
lost
RPD
it. He's
who
lost
would
it.
have taken the race lead. He's on the old circuits and goes to the escape road, which means Tristan leads the race. And Jake Wilson has got to stop again for that speeding penalty. Big shame to him. Tristan temporarily leads the Japanese Grand Prix on unlucky for some, lap 13. As that's where he started Tristan today. He wants to keep it on the black stuff and away from the green stuff if he wants to win here. He's hotly pursued by Joe Fox for second place. Puffy promoted to P3.
Papa the Duke of Puppington, biding his time, minding two very important letters, both P and Q. And looking good.
P's and Q's as well. He's got
you see what I did there? Did you see how I said P's and Q's? Did you like that?
I did indeed.
I said it in a different way, so it was entertaining for the listener.
That's going down in my notebook.
Oh, get off of Puppy! We almost made him spin out. We almost made Puppy spin out. Get off of him. Get off of him.
He's hotly pursued there from Walker for rights of P3.
Don't show Puppy unless it's the end of the race. Don't jinx him.
We'll try not to count the chickens before the hatch for me and Mono here. So we've got this train of cars, the third, fourth and fifth place in the way of Puppy, Walker and Hazard for fourth, fifth and fifth, third, fourth and fifth position. We've then got Jake Wilson holding up in sixth place, about to join the party that's going on. As Walker was about to get DRS, unfortunately for Puppy, but can he make the move stick? He's holding it inside, and it looks like Walker will try to go even more. Both giving each other space, very much respect between these two. And he does get the move done before the braking zone for turn 1. So Walker promoted up to P3 on lap 14. Still two drivers to pit on 13.
Do you know what the delta is by chance? What's the delta?
The delta...
If you don't know, just say something with confidence and people will believe you.
I would say roughly probably like lap 16, lap 17.
Okay. No, I mean like the pit road delta. Like if I come on pit road, how much time do I lose?
18, 19 seconds.
18 seconds, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Apologies, man. I thought you were at the Delta to finish the race on the medium tyre, but no, the pit stop Delta from
yes, I'm just wondering when Tristan, Joe Fox, Walker, and the Duke, when they decide to pit, where will they come out?
I would guess roughly that 10th position.
Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. Somewhere around the Jordan area there. Now,
as you can see, the tyres are really starting to get to grips, and Joe Fox about to pile the pressure on Tristan, who's taking a very wide line there, or very curved line there, we should say, for the final chicane. We've got, who is that? Jake Wilson, and battling there with Hazard.
Oh, someone's off track. Someone is off track for
Puppy,
certain.
Unfortunately. It is
Are
Puppy.
you serious?
Yeah, he's down to P11.
Oh, son of a bitch. I don't like that at all.
And he decided to come in as well. That's a left front wing damage for Puppy. That is the reason why he is in, and unfortunately up to P3.
You know what, though? At least it happened to him at that part of the circuit. He needed a pit anyway, so let's go, Papadoo.
He did indeed. The team Puppy behind him.
Hard tyres for Puppy. Hard tyres for Puppy.
It's hard times and hard tyres for Puppy indeed.
Oh, that was nice. I like that.
And we have
You're good at this, you are.
You think it's my first time or something, my first rodeo, Mono, wouldn't you?
I mean, that's nice.
As we have a three-way battle for the lead, as Tristan, Joe Fox and Walker about to be into P2.
They've almost made contact.
And he does make the move into P2. Joe Fox is not completely finished with Walker there as he goes around in the attempt to move on the inside of him. He'll let that one out. So surely now Tristan will be thinking of pitting very, very soon. Can he make the soft tyres work?
He and Joe Fox both need to stop.
Oh, 130R did not look good on the front and back of Tristan's car there.
Tristan, you've got to pit now. How long will he push these? Is he I mean, he can't go.
He stays out.
Is he going to try to push these forever and ever and come on to
softs by chance? 10 laps. So Walker's making the move for the lead. He does make it as well, helped by DRS. There is a lap car ahead, and the Mercedes gets out of the way. I don't think he realised these were coming through, but luckily it does ghost, so it's having no impact at all on this race. So realistically the tyres will do 9-10 laps. They've only got to hold them for another 1 or 2 laps. So at least then when these guys of Tristan and Joe Fox decide to come in, they should be able to survive on the soft tyres.
Well, there's also Tirash back there in 7th place, who are on the same strategy as Tristan and Joe Fox. I'm curious to see what... Obviously, he's back further, but, you know, who knows? Soft tyres. Will they stay out and take a soft tyre?
That's what I would do, 100%. So
I mean, obviously, at this point, you must. You must.
You have to really. From now, T-Rex does move and lose a position, unfortunately, to RPD, who's had his own map to follow today, taking the old part of the circuit. I don't think anyone's told him that's been out of use since the early 2000s.
Well, he's making his way. Oh, Puppy is off! Puppy is off! Through the sand, into the grass, back into the sand. Careful now.
Joe Fox is on his own adventure, passed by his teammate T-Bone as well. So his day was looking very, very optimistic. Unfortunately, he has dropped down to P6. So Tristan is up there by himself on the medium, his old medium tyres, yet to pit.
Joe Fox is going to have DRS on one T-Bone.
Unfortunately, he's not going to run out.
Look out, Mr. Boone.
He's going to run out of track before we get to turn 1, unfortunately.
That's all right. That's all right. A little bit at a time, baby steps.
So Walker extends his lead to 2.8 seconds. He is completely out of DRS and looks to be off and gone for the lead. So his tyre surely will last until the end of the race. Tristan is second in the Red Bull yet to pit, as Jake Wilson is running third, who has pitted on the mediums, and it looks like he'll be able to survive on the medium tyre till the end of the race. It's Hazard who's fourth, it's T-Bone fifth because of that early pit stop for a front wing. As teammates in the second
Jordan
half
closing on the extremist. This could be a battle about to form here for the 9th position.
Let's have a quick look at that as we'll go down. Looking back from the extremist here at Jordan in...
Oh, farewell to Junior.
P10. He did retire a few laps ago, Mono.
pardon.
He did retire, of course, a few laps ago, Junior.
That's true, but he just now left the session, so I'm sad to see him go.
Maybe he was watching the stream and listening to us crack on for the last half an hour. Who knows?
Jordan did get a... nope, holding about steady there behind the extremist. Not much of a run, a little bit.
He was passing a lapped car, so that's the reason why.
Jake Wilson all over Tristan up front.
The gap is 0.2 of a second. All he has a look into
out, Tristan!
turn
Here
one.
comes Jake Wilson. Look out, you! Tristan running these tyres ragged. What has he got against these tyres?
They really are screaming.
Did they harm him in a former life? What is going on?
They really are screaming. Surely after Tristan, that will put him back to 8th or 9th or 10th place. Or 9th place, it will be. But then surely his red stripes, soft tyres at the end. If there's even a safety car right at the end, surely
Here it is.
Tristan goes the door. It's Jake Wilson that goes round.
You know what, though?
Wow. That's a racing incident.
I have to say that I love that attempt by Jake Wilson. I would do that too. We were talking the other day about making a move in a place where you shouldn't, and I say, if it's going to make a driver say you shouldn't have tried to pass there, I want to try to pass there all the time now.
That is a glitch pass there from the extremist. You could just see Jordan's tyres just not going there, but Jake Wilson's tyres not wanting to go at all as he came into the first senior curve. And that's a bump as well from Jake Wilson on Jordan. That's a little bit naughty from him. That's probably more out of frustration. It hasn't done any damage to Jordan's car. It's broken the front wing of the Ferrari there by the looks of things.
Tristan, you must come in now. Come in, come in, come in, come in. He refuses to pit.
I think someone needs to tell him he has to pit. Hazard this time. Surely we'll get the move done on those worn out medium tyres. He does.
I feel like that was Tristan's moment to pit right there.
Yeah, he should have pitted there.
I feel like he's missed it. If there was any magic to catch, it was there.
The soft tyres will go 9 laps in this race. At least 19 laps in this race.
Jonathan Cox give a bump to Tristan. Yes, Tristan, you are in the way now, my friend. Get out of the way, but don't. Oh, it's rough. Oh, this could get bad.
I think they're going to Texas Steakhouse tonight. I think there's going to be T-bone on the menu in Tristan household.
Now that one, I mean, talk about teeing yourself up. I mean, that was pretty... My goodness.
There's about to be T-bone steak on. I'd want to...
And a buffet and all sorts of metaphors. We get it. Go on.
I definitely want it. This steak sauce to be A1 tonight on T-Bone's table.
Oh my God, he can't stop, can he?
He takes him on the outside. Good move there from T-Bone.
Good Lord.
To take 3rd place back. As Tristan now, surely he's going to have to come in. The only thing really could save Tristan right now is a safety car. Maybe that's what he's looking out for.
I suppose. But...
There is a safety car on track as we say that. Safety car is deployed on lap 19. Right when Tristan needed a safety car, he has got one to his rescue.
This is wonderful.
They were all backing off.
Balonies, you.
Problem is though, T-Bone comes in, Walker is in as well. It's Hazard in the top 4 all in.
I told you though, what did I say? Had Tristan pitted on the prior lap, he'd be out front with fresh soft balonies.
Extremist is as well, so it looks like it's a race off pit road, led by Walker. He will start from out first. It's Hazard who gets out second.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's T-Bone third. It's Tristan fourth currently, and his bacon has been saved. Jordan's about to fall back down again. It's the 2 Red Bulls line of stored in 4th and 5th.
Yes.
Jordan will come out in 6th position. No, he won't, because there's other cars on the track. Tirach is making up positions there. He'll go back up to 9th place. He won't get any higher than that, unfortunately. But of course, now he's racing against people on much fresher tyres. So the top 6 were in. It's the standing line of third, pretty much, of Walker, Hazard, T-Bone, Tristan.
Crovey's disqualified, I think.
Crovey out.
Drive-through. Crovey has a drive-through penalty. Well, he was just stopped on track, I think, for quite some time.
That's going to be, it's saying, having an issue with his teammates. Severe collision with his teammates with very dirty tyres as well. Big shame for him. Can't see. It's Jake
I want you to look at one thing on the left-hand side, my friend. As you see all those black and white flags, the first one I do not see one on is RPD. If he can maintain, what can he do?
That's the thing.
Has he stopped already?
Very rightly pointed out. The safety car looks like to do with Jake Wilson in the Scuderia. Big shame for him out of the race. You can see him falling down to 15th, 16th position currently. So now really a shootout as a safety car pulled out for the second time in this race. We're going to have roughly about a 5-6 lap shootout between Walker, Hazard, T-Bone, Tristan and Joe Fox, and RPD in fact for the race win.
I have a relevant question, what I think is a relevant question. You just used the phrase a shootout. Now, being from a nation where firearms are not a part of your everyday culture, did you not know that phrase right away, a shootout? Or do you have a phrase of your own, like a slap out, or what is it that you guys do?
No, it would refer to the shootout.
Use your words out? What is it that...
No, it's just the shootout. Because
okay, I'm just curious. Cultural differences and all, I find that thing interesting. Anyway, racing.
Being from Swindon, of course, he's not used to the southern charm down here in these parts, so much apologies. It's good to bring Mono's education skills back up to key stage 4. They should be.
Apologies for my education.
Mylander actually is my tip today. Can I change it right at the last minute? He's had more laps pretty much than what me and you have, buddy. Anyway.
You know, the Red Line Racing community is all about friendship, and we're on full display here tonight. Alright, so closing in, whenever they restart here, we haven't made any picks prior, who is your pick for the win?
I was saying T-Bone, but he's made a mistake, he's rolled up. For me, Walker's going to handle this.
You think it's Walker. Now, looking at the penalties, Walker and Hazard have 3 seconds, as do Tristan and Joe. No, just Tristan. Jonathan Cox has 6 seconds of penalties, Joe Fox 5, and RPD none. So, this is just... Jordan has 20 seconds of penalties, my goodness.
So he's definitely out of contention. So what you're saying really is Walker and Hazard really have, 5 laps to get away by 3 seconds at RPD. And surely that non-penalty stream will definitely help him in his race tonight.
Drive through. That's unfortunate.
His day goes from bad to worst in that household. Out of the non-championship points in P11, he gets himself a drive-through as well.
I would not want to be one of the ladies in the Papadoo world tonight, because my God, those gentlemen must be of such a sour countenance.
Do you think if he flipped a coin over heads or tails, it would come up? It wouldn't come out heads or tails in that household sometimes.
It's going to stand right on edge.
It would sit right on its edge, exactly.
It would.
So I'll look at the safety car really quickly. Is that a green light on safety car? I don't think it is. Oh, it must be actually. T-Bone is giving the safety car plenty of room. It is green light on safety car. So the safety car is in this lap. So T-Bone had a go at getting away. Walker needs to really let that safety car get away into the last corner so he can back the field up and then decide when he wants to go.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick for the win. Oh my. It's either RPD...
Safety car stays out. Safety car stays out. Apologies. It looked like it's green light on the safety car. It couldn't have been.
I think here's the thing. If RPD can keep it penalty-free, this race is his. But we all know what can happen at the beginning here. And it's all up to Walker. Can he get away from Hazard? And you also know in this game, sometimes you can get really screwed on the restarts. The computer will take control. You won't be able to shift. It's... all sorts of things can happen here. I'm going to say right here and now. Are you ready for it? Tristan for the win.
Tristan for the win. Well, I hope that in the Tristan camp, anyone listening out there will be rooting for him tonight. As we have pretty much one lap, it looks like, under safety car to go. So it looks like racing will resume at the end of lap 22. As you can see, Optic's getting very, very close there with the lapped car, which I can only assume is Warren Frank, who's currently in 15th, a lap down. And Optics being very careful not to pass the car. That's the reason why. Not wanting to get a penalty at this late stage of the race.
The big winners so far here today, honestly, are Tristan and Joe Fox, up 9 and 7 respectively. Tirash, actually, the bigger winner, up to P8 from his 12 positions. Well done, Tirash. A nice solid race. What can he do here? He has what in penalties? 5 seconds. I think he could have quite a run here. What tyre is he on? Soft tyre?
Soft tyres. They're all on soft tyres, the top 12 So the big
That's
losers,
where I'm going to ride for this restart.
The big loser, unfortunately, in this race has to be Jay Bradfield. So much promise, really couldn't put it the times down in qualifying, and unfortunately it's been a very poor end to his Japanese Grand Prix tonight. So hopefully his luck will change as the off-season comes to a climax in the next couple of races' time.
I'll tell you one other thing here, and I hope I have no idea what the fellows are saying, but in 8th place, our driver there, Tirash, if you look that up, that's actually a rap group from whatever country he's from. I can't recall what that is, but one thing I love about the Red Line Racing community is you get to know people from all over the world, from all different backgrounds, and that is actually, so he told me to look that up. I did. Now, I'm not plugging it. Maybe they're saying horrible things. Maybe it's all about, birthday candles and kittens. I don't know. Either way, thank you. I'm just saying, either way, hooray for the world community.
Hooray for the world community, and hooray for a green flag. Safety car is in. It's Walker that starts this as he starts lap 23. Good restart from him. He managed to get away from Hazard for the time being. It's T-Bone with a gap to him in P3. Christian put on his heels in P4. J Fox Steele 5th. RPD in 6th place. Jordan in 7th. He has got a lot of penalties.
Oh, no.
So we've got two action going around the outside. He's lost 2 positions there. A big shame for him. He's trying to go on the outside.
He had such an amazing restart as well.
Big shame for him. Down to P9 for him. The extremist will be counting his blessings. He's gone back up to P8 in this race. Now, closest gap on the field so far, it looks like Jonathan Cox is going to be all over Hazard for P2. When to make his move. We've got Stone Path down there in P11 fighting for a point, and he hits Optics right in the back. It looks like the front wing is okay on the back of the Mercedes as we go down. He's not done yet into Denya Car. There is a Renault of Crovey going wide to let the guys go at him.
This race is all playing out for Jonathan Cox here. He has 6 seconds of penalties. The 2 drivers in front of him have 8 seconds. If he can get around Hazard, as he is trying to do right now, here he goes.
Into 130
he thought different. Look at him go!
The chicane's going to be the place to make your move there, Coxie.
Oh, Mr. Bone, what will you do?
He decides to make it this time. He's not going to get DRS, of course, on this lap. DRS not available until the end of lap 24. Walker puts in the fastest lap of this race. That'll be an extra point for him if he can hold it until the end of the race. Tristan enjoying himself there in P4 from what has been an eventful race. We've got Jordan back there in 6th position. The closest battle on the track, it looks like, as well, is Joe Fox in Extreme for 7th and 8th place. So really, that pace car definitely came out at the best time for Tristan. That definitely saved his bacon there.
But not the restart he wanted at all, as Jordan tries to close in on RPD, but sticks a right rear off and loses ground. Extremist closing in on Joe Fox.
T-Bone got within 1/10 of a second there of Hazard. He has very sensibly decided to back off there in sector 2. Look at that gap from Tatton back there in P13. It's 1 minute and 12 seconds. So those guys must have been lapped surely as a safety car came out.
I suppose, yes.
And that's the reason why it's not showing 1 lap, it's showing Ice Stream's 1 lap behind. So
Optics trying to close in on Tirash and just not the restart Tirash wanted. That is unfortunate. Well, he got the restart, but then he drove wide into turn 1. Unfortunate.
And Optics is going to be in the wards, having a Mercedes hitting the back of him on the last lap. So as we approach the start of lap 25, it's Walker with a gap of 2.7 seconds to Hazard, who we are watching with Jonathan Cox for 2nd and 3rd. Still no DRS available. It's Tristan who currently sits in 4th
Great
position
exit by
in
Jonathan.
the Red Bull. It was indeed.
Oh, did he get off that last corner good, and it led into a wonderful turn 1 for him. Look at that.
He's right on his tail. He's got 3/10 of a second. There's movement for Quonky, falling behind Warren Frank there for 14th and 15th place. These guys, someone better tell them it's not actually for World Championship points yet. But these guys are really going to the back of the field.
I don't understand how Jonathan Cox got through that section the way he does. My game doesn't let me do it.
In sector 2.
No.
Big shame for him. Down to P10. It's about to be P11.
Well, he did have 20 seconds of penalties.
He's down to 11th. It may even be 12th place. It won't. Probably can't catch him in time before he restarts his jacket.
Jonathan set him up for that. What a bold move that would have been.
T-Bone round the outside as we're watching at He's going to get in here. He's got inside on the corner. This is going to be some bravery here. There's no contact between the two of them.
Well done.
Hats off to the both of them there for a fantastic move. Jonathan Cox going on the inside of Hazard on lap 25. The gap 3.7 seconds is his next leader, but Hazard is not done. It looks like
2 seconds. 2 seconds is the difference on penalties.
It's that close. It's a wafer-thin finish. And I thought Hazard was going to make a move there into the final chicane. He decides not to, but he will surely get DRS there on the penultimate lap. Last lap but one in the Japanese Grand Prix. And Hazard is looking for the gap. Fantastic start there off the last corner. Brilliant pass there from Hazard to retake P2. And Jonathan Cox
I've missed
will
it.
be
Extremist, I'm sorry, has just passed Joe Fox as well.
He has indeed. Can he make it stick into turn one? He can. He with DRS coming to his aid there. We'll fall back a little bit further down the grid to see any other drivers having battled in the
Hazard.
DRS.
Good for you, sir.
My tip for
But still, Jonathan
Cox,
2 seconds less in penalties.
This is all going to fall into the hands of Walker. So they've managed to pull a 4-second gap. So even if RPD, the gap to him is what now? What's 5, 6, 7, 9 seconds to the leader. So
he'll certainly overtake Tristan there.
He will do on countback, yeah. Absolutely. So Jordan out of this race. Big shame for him. So nil point, no points for Jordan tonight. In his racing point down to 13th position. So we have got, 16 riders left in this race. Jordan may still be classified as a finisher in 15th position.
Perhaps Cox is all over Hazard. But I guess I'm less excited now because he's going to overtake him here. So
he's a bit further away. I don't think he will this lap. It's going to be close to going to turn one. We're about to join Walker to start his white flag lap. As it is close between
Walker
those
just needs
two.
to keep it clean.
He just needs to keep it clean. The gap is 4.8, 4.9 seconds. And the repeat of last night's race, Walker really has just driven off in this race and just done every single thing right.
Do you know that RPD, I believe, could conceivably get a podium here? It is conceivable that running penalty-free, RPD could hit the surprise podium. I'm going to ride with him.
He could indeed. That could be surprise of the day for me. Driver of the day is Hazard and T-Bone are still going at it for P2 and P3. We are going to try and stick with Walker as he comes through the last few corners of his 27th and last lap.
If RPD pulls off the podium, that's my driver of the day.
He may still put it off. The gap to Tristan is 0.3 of a second. And of course, these two battling of Jonathan Cox and Hazard is really going to slow up their race
just
pace.
What RPD needs, a big run. He's gonna take a podium. You watch, unless math is just too hard for me. I think he could do it.
You can't watch the end of this. We're going to Walker. It's Walker who comes through for the 27th and last time and wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Fantastic race for him. He's done absolutely everything right. It's T-Bone that finishes second. It's Hazard third on the track. It's a gap for fourth and fifth. It's Tristan. And RPD finishes in P2 because of countback. It pushes Hazard off the podium. It's the Extremist that finishes in fifth. Hazard sixth. Fox 7th. Joe Fish will coming through in 8th position. Triach 9th. And Tanot Pat is finished in 10th position. He's about to come through for a single solitary point for the Mercedes team. And unfortunately, Puffy will again miss out on a point. He will finish down in 11th. He's gone round the last corner, taking it backwards. He's not in the rush to finish. Poppy, he's backwards. He's in the reverse over the line. He may well be disqualified. He doesn't. So wow.
He didn't finish?
A Japanese Grand Prix to remember. So that one, penalties did play their part, but Triac very rightly so, given the driver of the day.
I tell you what, though, RPD coming back to P2 without penalties. That is a drive that would make even the mighty Gavlar proud. As we know, he never gets penalties. So that was a very Gavlarian run right there, I would say.
Fantastic drive. The Extremist, fantastic drive as well. And it really can only fit 3 drivers on the podium. Maybe today there should have been 5, because Mono's drive with the days really should have been on the podium to join the festivities as well.
Look at that. RPD finished P5 on track.
What a result there. So again, as Mono rightly has pointed out, his driver of the day is RPD finishing in P2. Mine as well. It's Walker who takes the overall race win on track. RPD doing fantastically well to finish in P2 without penalties because of that late safety car. It's T-Bone fighting his way back up to 3rd. Tristan will be very happy with that, finishing in 4th position, considering his qualifying from his race towards the middle of the race. The Extremists will finish in 5th place. More well-deserved points, and again a very, very strong drive from him. Hazard Optics, Joe Fox, Chirac, Synoptics, and Puppy was classified as 11th, but Neil Bryan, no points.
That was certainly the finish of the day. Was Puppies.
That was definitely finish of the day. We've seen Finnish, we've seen Spanish, we've seen all kinds of Japanese stuff going around here. Very spooky race in Japan to cut it off. I've enjoyed it. What do you reckon, Mono?
Good times for me too. Yes.
Good times all round, and that is what these out of season races are all about. They are the qualifying sessions and the race we've seen here have definitely been full of excitement, and we've completely enjoyed it, and we've loved having you around. So again, it's thank you very much from myself, Steppy Do, and Mono. And from everyone at RRC Racing, again, congratulations to the top 3 drivers. Fantastic drive and for the driver of the day. But again, it's time to say from myself and Mono Pono, Mono, good night.
Good night, Mr. Do. Go get some sleep now, you.
That's what I'll be doing in a couple of hours' time. We'll see you very, very soon for the next RRC race. Thank you very much, and good night.